I always write like make a move.
Make a move.
जहाँ
Yeah.
हो वहाँ से आगे बढ़ो, कुछ नया करो. Life is all about that because everyone's time on this earth is very limited. Somebody is here for maybe 30 years, somebody is here for 60 years, somebody is here for 100 years. Nobody knows किसके पास कितना time है. But whatever time you have, rather than crying in the name of the past, make the most of it before you go because you only live once.
So hello everyone, welcome back to the new episode of the Unsalted Talk. Today we have Stuti ma'am with us. So for those of you who don't know Stuti ma'am, you are missing a lot out on the chunk. Okay, we'll ask him, we'll go to her and we'll discuss a lot about her profession, which is writing, and a lot more about the society and what is her perspective towards the things that go on around the world, and the book she have written. Will also discuss that and where the motivation comes from, like what was the journey behind that book. We'll discuss a lot about a lot in store. We have a lot in store for you today. So yeah, चिल करो, एकदम बैठ जाओ जहाँ पे भी हो, एकदम शांति से एक आध घंटे ये कॉन्वर्सेशन सुनो. अगर आप ऑडियो प्लेटफॉर्म से सुन रहे हो और वीडियो देख रहे हो तो या वी हैव बोथ ऑफ अस हियर, और या एंटरटेनिंग कॉन्वर्सेशन होने वाला है. So, Stuti ma'am, before we go on with starting anything, before थोड़ा सा आप जो लोग नहीं जानते, आई होप मैक्सिमम लोग जानते ही होंगे ऑब्वियसली, बट हाँ, जो लोग नहीं जानते हैं उनके लिए अगर आप बता दो कि आप क्या करते हो तो या इट वुड बी रियली हेल्पफुल.
Okay, so hello everyone. Very excited to be on the Unsalted Talk with Rahul. Thank you for being such a chill host. And, we were just discussing it before the podcast also that we'll be talking in Hindi and English. And the reason is that we really want that everyone gets the message. Being an author, I'm saying that language is just a medium. In the end, the right message has to reach the right audience. So that's how we start. Thank you for such a lovely introduction. So everyone who knows me, oh my God, that's such a nice feeling. You already know me. It means I've done something substantial maybe in the last 3 years. I hope I keep doing that. So for everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Stuti Changle. I am an author. मैं अपने आप को स्टोरी टेलर बुलाती हूँ. The reason is that I feel that writing books is not the only thing that I want to do in the longer run. I want to tell a lot more stories. So, whether it's my social media platforms, whether it was a TV show that I hosted for a while in 2019, I just want to tell stories that inspire, that affect people's lives, that change people's lives. And that's what I've been doing so far. My journey started back in 2016. I was in sales. I worked in corporate for a while after my MBA. And then I realized that while this is good, this is not it. There has to be more to life. And all through my life, I had a dream of becoming an author. And it was exactly 2016 when I decided that I will do that. So from then on, I've been an author. I've published 2 books. My first book is called On the Open Road. My second book is called You Only Live Once. And I hope that the journey continues. Something very exciting that has happened in 2021 is that I was a self-published author, and I have recently signed up with Penguin Random House, which happens to be one of the best publishers in India. So that's the new thing that has happened recently. And the best thing, in fact, that has happened recently is that I got down with COVID. And, in the second week, the virus kind of took a toll on my health, physical and mental. And it's almost after 4 weeks that I am back in action, because now I feel fully recovered. So just feels like a new life, like a second life, and very excited that this happens to be my first podcast recording after I come out of the closet.
So yeah, इट्स जस्ट ब्यूटीफुल. एंड कोविड की वजह से लोगों को, हम भी ये काफ़ी सारे मतलब प्लान्स थे, बहुत पहले ही हो जाता पॉडकास्ट, बट या ड्यू टू सम रीजंस नहीं हो पाया. कोविड हो कुछ भी हो,
Right.
बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे ये हो रहा है और आप लोग सुन रहे हो. दैट्स एक ये अपने आप में एक सेल्फ मैसेज है कि यार यू शुड कीप डेडिकेटेड. आप जो भी कर रहे हो उसके लिए डेडिकेटेड रहो. ठीक है, इट मे टेक लॉन्गर, नो इश्यूज, बट या फाइनली यू विल रीच देयर, नो इश्यूज.
Yes.
तो या विल टॉक अबाउट योर प्रेजेंट लाइफ, बट बिफोर दैट, बिकॉज अभी आपने जितना कहा वो कहीं ना कहीं इंटरनेट पे है, यू नो इट एग्जिस्ट समवेयर, इट एग्जिस्ट, और यू नो मे इट बी और लिंक्डइन और आपके सोशल मीडिया पे तो लोग जानते हैं, ठीक है। बट मैं
हाँ,
ये अभी पूछना चाहता हूँ कि बिफोर यू नो जो 2016 वाला कॉर्पोरेट वाला फेज, हाउ वाज योर स्कूल लाइफ? यू नो स्कूल लाइफ कैसा था? स्कूल लाइफ में कुछ ऐसा था कि यू नो आई शुड बी अ राइटर, और राइटिंग में इंटरेस्ट है, यू नो स्टोरी टेलिंग इन जनरल, जो आप बोलते हो कि चलो दोस्तों को कहानियां सुना दी, इन एनी फॉर्म, यू नो?
राइट। सो राहुल, एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग चीज मैं आपको बताऊंगी यहाँ पे, that since your childhood, or maybe since you first remember things from your life, you would have certain memory about certain thing which would be very very strong and overpowering, you know, vis-a-vis
Yeah.
others.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of acts as a guiding light in the future. Now, not getting into very complex words and complexity of
Yeah, yeah.
it, सिंपली अगर मैं इसको बताऊं तो ऐसा है कि मैं बचपन से कहानियां सुना रही थी, सो यू नो दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई नो, एंड पीपल अराउंड मी वुड मेनी अ टाइम्स टेल मी दैट यू नो, वो मुझे ना वो भेड़िया आया वाली कहानी सुनाते थे, दैट डोंट मेक अप थिंग्स ऑल द टाइम, बिकॉज इवेंचुअली व्हेन द वुल्फ कम्स इन, देन
Yeah.
एवरीबडी नोज दैट ये
Yeah.
जो भेड़िया आया वाली कहानी थी,
Hmm.
इसमें द kid who
Hmm.
raises a false alarm
Hmm.
eventually gets attacked by the wolf, because when it's the real time that you know wolf is coming in,
Hmm.
nobody goes and cares for him, because every day he would make up stories. So, you know,
Yeah.
eventually nobody believed in him. And I used to get these comments from my teachers, from my parents, that, you know, why do you tell so many stories? Like, if there is X thing, why do you add Y, Z,
Oh,
this
that.
masala, this and that, and then come up with a fully blown dish, like fully blown new version of it? And I don't know why I was doing that. I was not consciously manipulating it. Obviously, there's a part of me that always wants to tell something exciting. So I want to make a simple incident so fun and so exciting for others, so that they think about it, they laugh, they have fun, you know. And sometimes to do that, I would actually make up stuff. And this is something that I'm doing since childhood. So that is where I feel that telling stories comes very naturally to me. It's an innate thing. And sometimes, obviously, if you use it in the wronger direction, you know, it's bad. It's not the best thing to do. I mean, you should not manipulate facts. I'm not vouching for that. But on the positive side, when I started using this part of my brain, which was overactive, you know, imaginary, thinking about everything from I don't know, from space to maybe giraffes. I have no idea. You know, it was like a mind that's like everywhere.
Yeah.
I thought, why not put this into pen and paper and write it down and, you know, take it up professionally. It will be the best profession ever, where you're doing something that you are, you know, that is something you feel very very passionately about, but at the same time it is something which comes very naturally to you, and you're just upgrading with the skills that you acquire in the journey. So that's one of the reasons. And while growing up, one of the incidents that I remember is, so as a child, obviously I would prod my nanny for a lot of stories. I would read books whenever somebody used to come. So in the 90s, salesmen used to come door to door to sell encyclopedia and
Yeah.
books, if anyone remembers 90s kids.
Yeah.
And that was not really the time when you know, middle class families were very open about the culture of reading. It was generally the elite class which would want their children to read, learn violin, piano, whatever. You know, middle class was just okay with sending their children to school and their kids getting good grades. That's it. There was no additional effort that was made. But when these salesmen would come, I was the one who was very excited. I would check out all the books, and sometimes my mom was like, you know, they are selling it at a higher price, stuff like that. But I would be very adamant that I want these books, whether it was an encyclopedia, a storybook, a Peter Pan book, anything. And that's how I have gathered a lot of books, and my mom would end up, you know, bargaining with them. Hey, इसमें 10%, 20% off कर दो. आपको तो पता ही, लड़कियां अगली बार भी आओगे तो खरीदेगी 20-30 किताबें. So you know, that is how my initial, I would say, collection was built. And after that, you know, in school, I remember I was a very nerdy kid, not someone who would easily approach people, and I used to have crushes like normal people. I mean, it's very normal in your teenage, you just start exploring the, I would say, other side of adulthood and all of that. But I did not have the courage to go and speak up to the person that I liked or anything of that sort. So I found company in books at that time as well. Like when my friends, you know, in the extra periods, when sometimes teachers were not Sometimes when teachers were absent, sometimes when certain class was cancelled, they would go to cafeteria, they would go to mess, they would be sitting, chatting with their boyfriends, doing stuff. But I was someone who would move to the library and I would read love stories only sometimes. Okay, it's not that I was a very
Yeah.
academically inclined, but I think I would take that experience, vicariously, while I could not, approach people or do so. Also, books happened to become my best friends at that time when I was growing up, as a teenager. And eventually, in college and all, I have again read so many books, and I always wanted to write one book. Like, I've always had that desire. If not a career or a profession, I don't know when that came in or how strongly I started feeling about it. But one story, one book, yes, always. Always I felt that I want to write.
So, just an addition, you said that you have that desire that in my life, whether I continue it professionally or not, but I should write one book. So, did you have that story कि यार लिखना है तो इस पे लिखना है या कुछ, you had that thing, or like you had कि नहीं book लिखना है, what you will write, you don't have that thing कि मेरा डिसाइडेड था कि हाँ इसी स्टोरी पे लिखना है, पर्टिकुलर दिमाग में चलता रहता है माइंड में ना कि यार दिस इज समथिंग आई शुड नीड टू राइट, बिकॉज मेरे साथ होता है ये. सो यार आई कुड रिलेट एंड आई कुड आस्क दिस वन.
So Rahul, very honestly, there was no one story that I've always wanted to write. I just wanted to write, but I was lazy. I was lazy to not take that extra time out, to not put that extra effort in, and I was procrastinating all the time. So, not the best person to take cues and advices from at that time. But I just wanted to write. Like, there was no one story. In fact, I would say that as my story progressed, like my life story progressed, the stories that I wanted to tell changed. So when I was young, I would want to tell about my experiences as a 3-year or a 4-year-old. So the perspective is completely different, right? You get it. But when I was telling these stories as a teenager, suddenly I was heartbroken and I wanted to write everything about heartbreak and not getting your crush, your life, and unrequited love and all that. So my topics or the areas of interest, they evolved in a certain way when I got to my career thing, after graduating in 2014 as well as 16. So I completed engineering in 14 and MBA in 16. At that time, my life was in a quarter life existential crisis, which is exactly getting until a point and then realizing maybe this is not for you, or there's something that you want to do and you're not doing, and being in that whole existential crisis thing. So at that time, when I used to scribble, I used to write about a college girl who's lost, who doesn't know if she wants to go for a job, if she wants to pursue her hobby, her passion. Will people support her? Will people not support her? Will she ever find love? And now that I'm married and settled in life, and things are a little better for me, in the sense that things have started working out for me, I don't really want to write about finding about love, that I've already written. I maybe want to now evolve to a more mature topic, address a bigger social issue. So I think with all the phases of my life, the stories that I wanted to tell have evolved. And I think evolution or change is the only constant. So I think it's very natural for someone to feel. So you can't have this one story that you want to tell your entire life. Every day is a new experience. Life presents a new set of challenges. I think recently the COVID thing, it really took on me. It was a really hard period. I think it was, since I've never been this ill before in my life. I've had flu, normal infections, things of that sort, but I've never had a fever that lasted like 10 days, and every day it's like 100 plus, and you're completely fragile, you're completely weak, you're losing weight, and so while I am grateful to God that my oxygen level never fell, or I was not admitted to a hospital, but still the struggle with all the coughing, all the fever for like such a long time took a toll on my mental health, because everyone in my family was affected, with little things. There was problem, whether it was food, whether it was swallowing food, whether it was tasting food. I have suddenly become very grateful in my life for the smaller things that I have, for the people who are around me. I never valued my nose so much, it might sound funny, I valued my eyes, I valued my
Yeah.
ears, because I was like, मैं सुन नहीं पाऊंगी तो क्या होगा, मैं देख नहीं पाऊंगी तो क्या होगा. I valued so many things. This nose that's sitting on top of my face, I have never valued, done anything for it in my entire life. Now I'm every day having carda, I'm eating things that, clear your respiratory tract. I've never given attention before, but now I value it so much more, because when I lost my sense of taste and smell for a week, I realized, whoa, I mean, how important smell is, because without smell, a bread feels like chappal. It doesn't feel like a bread because there's no taste and smell. It's like you're chewing chappals. And that kind of, gratitude for smaller things in life now I have. So now I want to write about it. Now I don't want to write about love, heartbreak. I am done with it. Now I have seen life from a very different perspective. When I was severely ill, people around me were affected. I've lost so many people to this pandemic, not in my immediate family, but yes, in my circle. And that has changed me. That has changed me totally. So I think ideas evolve with time, stories evolve with time. So there will never be a constant story or a constant idea that a writer obsesses about.
Yeah, so everything you told, I could particular pinpointly relate to each and everything, because I have been I have started writing almost 3 to 5 years as of now. So 11th में ही वो चीज़ मेरे दिमाग में थी कि ये स्टोरी, क्योंकि उस टाइम की जो कहानियाँ होती है ना, कॉलेज लाइफ, आपका हॉस्टल लाइफ की जो कहानियाँ होती है, यू वांट टू कीप इट विद देम एंड देन यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग. एंड नाउ दैट
Yes.
अभी तक मैं अपना जो डेब्यू बुक है, आई कुड नॉट कंप्लीट इट simply because I was like lazy और कुछ भी. I have the plot, but उसको लिखना फिर it's a different world in itself. और आप ऐसा नहीं कि आप हमेशा बैठ के you can write और कॉन्सेंट्रेट कर सकते हो आप वो
Right.
चीजों पे. बट नाउ आई हैव थिंक कि जब मैं चीजों पढ़ता हूँ, आई लाइक इट्स अ लिटिल बिट इमेच्योर, लाइक वी हैव ग्रोन. आप जब ग्रेजुएशन में आ जाते हो, आपको काफी सारी नई चीजें आप सोसाइटी के बारे में सीखते हो. जैसे एज यू टोल्ड ना कि यू हैव डिफरेंट स्टेजेस नाउ दैट यू आर सेटल्ड इन लाइफ, यू हैव सीन सच अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस in your life. You are grateful about things, and you want to write something which is a kind of motivating, at the same time elevating for people. It about little things,
Yes.
not a particular thing like love, romance, or particular genre related. So yeah, it's important, as you said, we should keep evolving and all. So evolving से मतलब ये एक है कि you were from a MBA background, then you shifted to writing. Okay, so obviously we know that why you
Yes.
shifted to writing and all, but why MBA? Was it your like academic interest, कि यार MBA करना है, business में जाना है, corporates में जाना है, या वो क्या था वो उसके पीछे MBA की कहानी?
Okay, that's a pretty interesting, pretty nice question. A lot of people ask me, in fact, a lot of my readers also ask me, that writer ही बनना था तो आपने MBA किया क्यों, या फिर what was
हाँ,
your initial um, thought process behind
हम्म,
choosing this and walking in that direction, and do you regret it? That's the additional question that they ask. That, do you regret it? Did you want to start earlier and not do MBA and maybe start writing earlier, 4 or 5 years? So, my answer is always that when it comes to regret, I definitely do not regret getting that degree, because in MBA, the kind of things that I've learned, very honestly, I've not learned in engineering. So, I'm not comparing two courses, but when it comes to real life problems, real life situations where you have to address things, level up your communication skills, talk to people, get things done in a team, so many things which you actually require when you start doing something of your own. I've learned that in MBA. So I definitely see those dots connecting, and I really don't feel that it was a wrong decision. And while I was taking this decision, the situation was completely different. I did not know that I will ever become an author. So I was an engineer. I got my first job. I got my first placement. And the moment I got placed, this was my 7th semester, I started feeling anxious. I was like, oh my God, that's it. And now once I start working, I will always be working. And then there's never coming back. I will never be able to become a writer or anything else. So I don't know what to do at this point. And what do I say to my family so that they feel convinced? And at the same time, I did not have the courage to become an author as well. So अभी मैं क्या करूँ? I need to buy time. I need to buy this time to delay the decision of following my heart. I was buying time with MBA. So I told my family that I'm going to write CAT and let's see if the results are good. I'll probably go for my post graduation, because a lot of people are then never able to get their PG degree after graduation. When they start working, they just get so much lost in work. They also progress, make good money, everything's fine, but then they never get their PG. So I was like, I want to get my PG before, and then I'll be working all through my life. कर लेती हूँ, फिर मैं काम करूँगी. And they were convinced. And I wrote CAT. I got a pretty nice, pretty decent percentile. I got a 94 percentile. So all the tier, I would say all the colleges, private colleges after IIMs were willing to interview me. IIM obviously not, because I did not have a work ex. They prefer, people coming in with a little bit of work ex, stuff like that. And plus it was obviously not a 98, 99. So, it was like a 94. So I was like, let's give it a try. I appeared for certain interviews and I cleared IMI. So after that, I chose to go to MBA because I was really confused about getting into the job thing. To be very honest, that's my reason. And in MBA, I actually started enjoying the courses. I mean, the way I've enjoyed marketing for that matter, or the way that I've enjoyed I was not a very good kid at finance and all, but yeah, I used to really enjoy my marketing sessions, sales sessions and all of that. And I realized, okay, this is me. This is something that I'm liking and maybe I can do for the rest of my life. And I was pretty convinced. And after I finished my MBA, I also went ahead with the placement that I got from my MBA. Now, 2 months into sales, I realized that while it is something that I can do, because in sales or marketing, you're telling a story. You are telling a story to convince the world, which might not be true. And that is what I've done since childhood. So it had a perfect match with the kind of person that I was. I was suddenly that kid who had to manipulate stuff, do things, tell interesting stories, convince the other person, buy this product, why not buy this product, stuff like that. So सब कुछ मैच हो रहा था, सब कुछ मिल रहा था, मजा आ रहा था. But in 2 months, I realized that while I can do this for the rest of my life, there's nothing wrong with it. If becoming an author is something that I want to do, why am I delaying myself so much? Why don't I start today itself? Because 3 years down the line, I'll be having those promotions. I'll be having a salary that's even fatter paycheck than what I have today. And then coming back to void, coming back to zero will not be possible. I thought that I'm young, I'm free, I don't have a lot of responsibilities at this point, and I can afford to take that risk. And yeah, that's how I decided and took the plunge. And I'm happy that I'm a successful and best-selling author now, although it took a longer time, like 3 years in my case. But yeah, I'm happy that all the effort that I made paid off. And right now, when I'm here, in my late 20s, I'm happy that I'm at a place where I always wanted to be. I can work more and more in this direction and make the best out of it. Now, I don't know if I would have kept that job, been in that for a longer time, would I have ever come back, or just don't know. That's a very uncertain path. So I am finally happy that I'm here. And the MBA really helped me in my 3-year journey. Because I was initially a self-published author, तो मैं तो end-to-end पूरा process संभालती थी, चाहे operations हो, चाहे marketing हो, चाहे sales हो, और चाहे लिखना हो, which is production. So I think that ways MBA as a degree has helped me so much, and I'm really grateful that I went ahead and got it. I think education always helps in life.
So did you, like you said na, after MBA you got a job. So did you just left the job and start writing, or you were like simultaneously यार लिखना शुरू करते हैं फिर देखते हैं, or you had that in mind, or you completely left the job कि नहीं अब proper
सोचा तो यही
full
था
time?
कि सोचा तो यही था कि जितने पैसे सेव किए हैं अब छोड़ देती हूँ, 6-7 महीने में तो बेस्ट सेलिंग ऑथर बन ही जाऊंगी, काफी सारे पैसे वापस आ जाएंगे, तो फिर लाइफ सेट है, कुछ करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. But I think real life doesn't work in that way. I was very, very over optimistic person, given my age and given that I was so passionate about what I wanted to become. I had just seen the best of all possible case scenarios, never even evaluated my plan B's and plan C's and plan D's and so on and so forth. So yeah, it was funny यार कि मैंने सब कुछ छोड़ दिया अपना at that time, believing so much that I'll be a best-selling author. And honestly, it did not work out that way. I had to like struggle a lot. I had to write to a lot of people who never wrote back. A lot of publishers never gave me a closure, never even said yes or no to whether they want to publish. So yes to nahi bola, which is fine. No bhi nahi bola. So I kept waiting for longer time ki kya hoga, kaise hoga. And in this time, obviously, all the money that I had saved had gone away because I was not staying with my parents. I was living on my own in Delhi, and at that time, it's like you have to pay for your rent, you have to take care of everything, and now you can't even go back to your parents. यार उन्होंने आपका पीजी भी करा दिया, अभी आप किस मुंह से जाओगे कि यार मतलब अब मैं ये कर रही हूँ, I'm not successful, help me out. So I also had that shame and guilt and fear and lot of negative emotions at that time. So I didn't want to go back because हर कोई ये कहता ना कि you took this decision, we were telling you don't go ahead for it, and now see what you've done with your life. So with all of that in picture, it was a little difficult to go back, and so I decided not to. I chose not to, and never went back. And I was taking care of my expenses. So now I was doing a lot of freelance assignments. Now these are again the things that I was not passionate about, or I didn't love to do. But given that I had a degree in marketing, I could easily do a lot of digital marketing and writing and content work. I took it up with corporates, with small startups, with medium-sized or growing companies, and I used to do that on a freelance basis, on a consulting basis, like multiple projects. There was no one job, and I would get a certain fixed amount in return for that, and that's how I survived, not thrived. That's how I survived for 2 years in my life until my first book actually started doing well and things fell into place, and I had a little bit of support from family and friends. So until then, yeah, it was a little rocky journey. And to make money, I had to do everything, including freelance for like really boring products. And I really don't want to name it because it will be very unkind.
Yeah.
At that time, people were very kind to me, and they'd given me that job, or I would say they'd given me that opportunity to do that. But I was writing about really boring stuff, and I've done that just to survive.
Okay. So like we know that you did all this job, whether it's good, it's bad, it doesn't matter at the end. What I mean to say is that because you are getting the money and you need money for something which you are investing in your passion or what you are doing in the future or new future. So how much time you actually took to write your first book?
Okay, so with the first book, it took me a little longer to finish it because I was also doing these stuff. So I had deadlines and I had deliverables. Although it did give me the flexibility. So it was not like a 9 to 5 job where I have to punch in at a certain time, punch out at a certain time. I had the flexibility to just deliver my assignments, more like a nomadic, freelance lifestyle. But since I was also doing this and my mind was engaged here as well, and the second thing, that I had a lot of self-doubt with the first book. Like even after finishing it for the first time, I was not thoroughly convinced that this is something that can go out, because I just lacked the courage and confidence to let my work out. So that led to multiple revisions. So it took me almost 1.5 years, I would say, to finish my first book. And that's how it is, because there were multiple revisions, multiple attacks and bouts of thinking that, okay, this is bad, it's not going to sell, don't release it, and people will judge you for this first book, and then nobody buys your another book. So I was telling myself some cooked up stories as well at that time, because there was insecurity, there was fear, there were all the negative emotions beneath the surface of my body, and that's the reason it kept me holding from not releasing my work. And then when I did not hear back from publishers, I used to think of all the negative stuff, like what if they've read but they did not even feel like saying no because they hated it. While the reason was something else. It's like people are very busy in publishing houses. They hardly, read so many mails, so many books they receive every day. They hardly get the time to read. And it is said that, until they reach your script, it's almost 3 or 4 years. So obviously I was not that patient. I did not wait for that long. So with all of that, I mean, it was...
So yeah, I was saying that what was that point or what was that incident जब आपने decide किया कि नहीं, मैंने अपने end से बहुत try कर लिया publishing houses को, publishing companies को, anywhere you were trying. Now it's time कि I invest my own money, I put it in self publishing, I just publish it, you know. और आप क्यों confidence भी चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से, when you are doing self publishing you know that you have to handle it all from your end, maybe जैसे आपने कहा business हो, marketing हो, उसको wider audience तक पहुंचाना, page build करना, there are a lot of analytics and all that stuff. So yeah, what was that point, or what was that incident?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. So I was done with it in 2017. So in 2016, I quit my job. I started writing my first book. And it was almost the end of 2017 until when I was not hearing back from anyone. So I finally decided that, okay, I cannot wait for the rest of half of my life to know whether my work is getting the kind of validation that I want or not. And in the end, I realized that, audience is the king. So for people who might not get a T series or a Sony Music to sign them for artists, they can eventually go to YouTube and sing their songs. And if it's worth it, if they get an audience, then they'll know there. I mean, they don't necessarily need a partner to be successful. This was the thought that I had finally, which was the first positive thought that I had in a very long time. More like, वो बोलते हैं ना कि you attain salvation, एकदम से होता है ना वो बुद्ध के ऊपर light जल जाता है, and he knows that this is it, this is the path that I have to take. So that kind of thought came in, and I finally decided that, okay, I am doing this, and let's see whatever happens, because time is of essence, time is of importance. If people are not liking my work, let's say in the worst case scenario, and I have to put this career aside, go back to my corporate life and do that, then I need to know it now. I can't wait for another 4 years and then go back and sort of figure it out, because if I have to figure out that life, I need to know now. So I need to know whether this is sustainable as a career option, or will it always be a hobby or something that I do in addition to something else that I'm doing. So that answer was very important for me to find, and that is when I was like, up karenge. In 2017, later half of 2017, I had released the book.
ओके, सो आपने डिसाइड कर लिया कि चलो अभी हो गया, सेल्फ पब्लिशिंग करते हैं. सो बिफोर दैट टाइम ऑब्वियसली यू ट्राइड जो ट्रेडिशनल पब्लिशिंग हाउसेस हैं, ऑब्वियसली पेंगुइन इज जस्ट अ नेम, देयर आर लॉट लाइक हार्पर कॉलिंस एंड ऑल दैट. सो वाज इट डिफिकल्ट फॉर इन द सेल्फ पब्लिशिंग स्पेस ऑल्सो, कि वहाँ पे भी ऐसे आपको जाके यू हैव टू पुट इन एफर्ट, और इट वाज लाइक इजी, और हाउ वाज, आई वांट टू नो द जर्नी, क्योंकि सबकी कहानी होती है. व्हाट वाज योर सेल्फ पब्लिशिंग जर्नी ऑफ पब्लिशिंग योर फर्स्ट बुक?
Okay, so I wrote to everyone, all the ones that you're mentioning and a lot others that you have not mentioned, and I heard back from no one. And then eventually there was this competition called Pen to Publish Amazon that was happening. It was happening for the first time in India in 2017. And I thought to myself that, okay, let me take this book out as an entry to this competition. It's ebook publishing. So again, I will learn all the nuances of publishing a book, from end to end. And at the same time, I don't have to invest money in copies, because see, paper is investment. But publishing an ebook is kind of free. So I thought that let's go ahead with it. I will get a beta test done. I will know my beta audience, that who are the people who are liking it. And then I can make a proper plan and come back with my paperback. So that's how I decided. And that's how I chose to go forward with Amazon's Pen to Publish competition. So the interesting thing is that while I did not win that competition, I was not even in the top 3. I was loosely in the top 10. And I won notable mentions. So there are 10 to 15 books who get notable mentions. The books that have, really performed well. And I was happy that among so many entries, at least I could make it to top, 10%, 1%. I don't exactly remember how many entries were that year, but it was roughly 1 to 10% of the entire entries. And I was happy कि अगर मैं यहाँ भी आ गई हूँ in the top of the pyramid, so there has to be something good about my book. Why would otherwise people buy ebook? Because people don't buy ebooks in India. That's what my experience has been. And still, if an ebook is doing well, maybe the story is good, people are liking it. And when the reviews started coming in, through my social media channels, through Amazon, different platforms, I was very happy. I was like, सही है यार, मतलब अच्छा चल रहा है. अगर Goodreads पे भी reviews आ रहे हैं, Amazon पे, it means people are liking it. There is some scope of this book. So why not go ahead and publish it in paper? And after that thought came in 2018, I finally released it in the first quarter of 2018. Yeah, I released it as a paperback. And then again, see, this book was not like an overnight bestseller. It took its own steady times to pick up. But you know, the book was good, and that's the reason it was always going up. Like ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ कि अब sales में dip आ गया. The sales always went up, while the growth might not be like this, like exponential. It was a very steady graph,
slope,
and it was
yeah.
always going upwards. Which means, yeah, 4 people were reading it, maybe recommending it to 4 others. फिर वो लोग खरीद रहे थे, बढ़ा तो धीरे धीरे करके ऐसे बिल्डअप हुआ, एंड काफी सारी ऑडियंस फर्स्ट बुक की बिल्डअप हुई. That has been a very beneficial thing for me, because when my second book released in 2020, You Only Live Once, so many people were waiting to read it, and these were all the readers of my first book, that there was a sudden surge in sales, which again pushed the book on Amazon. And you know, many other new people who land to the Amazon website, they might have seen that, okay, what is this product selling nice and all of that. So it gave me a lot of organic exposure that phase as well. And while, you know, no author can tell you why some books do better than the others, or you know, whether it's the story, whether it's the timing, it's very difficult to tell. I'm happy that then finally my second book was an overnight bestseller, and it is still selling like hotcakes. And you know, it's like almost 2 years, एक साल तो उसको मैंने बेचा, and I've sold more than 13,000 copies on my own. And now Penguin is selling it, and the good thing is that there also we ran out of 2 print runs. The third print run has gone now. So this book is like, you know, being loved so much, and the kind of appreciation and love that I've got from You Only Live Once is immense. Every day I have 5 to 10 people write to me on Instagram as to how this book changed their life. And it's such a beautiful feeling, you know, being an author, knowing that you know, just knowing that you touch someone's life,
Yeah.
Someone that you've not known, and that too in such a nice way. It gives such a godly and such a nice feeling, you know. Not that I have become a narcissist or I think I'm God. No, I mean to say that. But what I mean to say is that it just gives you a lot more strength to pursue what you are doing, and it gives you a lot more sense of achievement, you know, more than any other monetary achievement or anything else that I've gotten in my life. This thing, this just moves me. I'm just not, you know, I'm an author. क्या author हूँ मैं, तो words ही नहीं ढूंढ पा रही हूँ. But you know, this feeling is something that I can't put into words. It's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah. So like you said, you know, अभी आपने जितने कहा, so I think I should, you know, give my testimonial, because I have this book and how I discovered, because the exact story I landed, because I was, देखो, I always, I write love stories and all, I read love stories and all, but कभी कभी आपके माइंड में होता है ना यार, कुछ और कुछ पढ़ना है, कुछ अलग सा पढ़ना है, you know, you always try to experiment, क्योंकि एक टाइम पे आप जितना भी पसंद हो आपको चीजें, you try to divert a little bit, कुछ नया ट्राई करने के लिए. So I was just, you know, searching मेरा wish list, I was just checking Amazon, I just landed in this book, and it was not that costly, you know, books में. तो I was searching, like I had a budget कि यार कुछ नया सा लाता है, एग्जाम्स चल रहे थे उस टाइम में, तो I was like कि, you know, just try something. And I read this book. The first, you know, I was, क्योंकि this is not this type of story I have read, you know, एक कहानी होती है, एक फ्लो में चलता है, क्योंकि as a, मैं भी जितना लिखता हूँ, I had a experience कि, you know, the story progresses, because this is a different kind of story. पहले तो 2-3 chapters I didn't get कि चल क्या रहा है, and then when you actually, you know, get into that, you know, feeling, no spoilers, nothing. This is a brilliant book, you know. This is, you know, brilliant is a word, which is not a word I should use, you know. It's something changing. It just changes some matter in you, and it's moving, or you know, यार मैं भी आउट ऑफ वर्ड्स हो रहा हूँ, बट इट्स नॉट लाइक आई एम नॉट कि अभी बैठे हो तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, इट्स जनरली. और दैट इज द थिंग, क्योंकि मैंने आपको अप्रोच किया पॉडकास्ट के लिए, कि आई रियली वांटेड टू नो कि वो आपके दिमाग में चल क्या रहा था, कि यू नो, मुझे काफी इंट्रीग होता है एज अ राइटर, क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि मेरे दिमाग में क्या चलता है, मैं ऐसी कहानियां लिखता हूँ. सो किसी राइटर का पर्सपेक्टिव जानना कि यार ये किताब लिख दी, कमाल की किताब लिख दी. इट्स अ साइंड एडिशन बाय द वे. हाँ, सो या, इफ यू हैव
Wow.
नॉट रेड, या really, because I don't know, they say that some things happen in your life and they really change you, and this is a thing, this is क्योंकि जनरली यार ऑब्वियसली आप एक हो जाता है ना कि राइटर बेस हो जाता है कि आप इन्हीं राइटर्स के पढ़ रहे हो,
Right.
जनरल चीज है ये, ऑनेस्टली मैं बता रहा हूँ, एंड यू डू नॉट ट्राई समथिंग कि यार क्यों पढ़ना, जब कोई नया आ रहा है ऑब्वियसली, बट हाँ, ट्राई रीडिंग न्यू, क्योंकि अभी तक मैंने जितने भी नए राइटर्स पढ़े हैं ना, दे आर जस्ट ब्रिलियंट, हमेशा एक एक नया स्पाइस होता है हर डिश में, एंड दिस इज द स्पाइस जो आई होप मैंने आज तक तो नहीं पढ़ा है। इफ यू आर एविड रीडर, जो भी पढ़ रहे हो या सुन रहे हो, you must try this, at least give it a shot, and let आप रिव्यू दे सकते हो, ऑब्वियसली ओपन है, आप गुड रीड्स, Amazon, जहाँ पे भी पढ़ रहे हो जाके रिव्यू दो, आप जाके इंस्टाग्राम पे भी दे सकते हो मैम को, it's just brilliant,
all welcome.
yeah, this, and then when I discovered, I followed you, and फिर SC family में, and I really knew why this, family, क्योंकि काफी लोग बुलाते हैं, अपनी इंस्टाग्राम को, family, or but yeah, the meaning, there is a great depth inside a writer's mind, I say, ठीक है, तो यार ज्यादा मैं वो उसमें नहीं जाता हूँ, बट हाँ, so यार वही मेरा क्वेश्चन वही रहेगा कि what is the story behind this book, motivations क्या थी, what was going in your mind कि यार ये ऐसी किताब निकल के आई है, जो भी आई है, ठीक है, और जिसको पसंद है, you will love this segment, yeah, please ma'am, go on.
To be honest, I think ये बुक बहुत अच्छी लोगों को इसलिए लगी है क्योंकि ये बुक बहुत close to reality है. Whether it's Ricky's story, whether it's Alara's story, or whether it's Arav's story, every part of this book is something that I have personally gone through. I always tell my readers, Haske, ki, there was a point that I was Alara, and then there was a point that I was more like Arav, and now I'm at a place in my life where I'm more like Ricky. So when I wrote from these three perspectives, of these diverse characters, right, I took a lot from my secondary research, a lot of the experiences and feelings that, people love from the book, that they're going through, certain thoughts, certain life challenges where you feel broken. I think it has come out so well because ये मेरे साथ हुआ है. I was like Alara at some point. So while the other characters are all made up, obviously I have my mom and I'm very grateful for that. And obviously there's a lot of more added drama because it's a fiction story. When I talk about the core or the essence of feelings, asking questions, why me? Why this happened? Alara is a character who stays in denial. वो मानने को ही तैयार नहीं है कि हुआ क्या. And I was that character. So rather than confronting the situation, I was the person who spent so much time thinking why this happened to me or this cannot happen to me.
More like, yeah.
Which is more like denial and bargaining. There was no acceptance कि ये हो गया और अब इससे आगे कैसे बढ़ना और fight कैसे करना है life को जीने के लिए. नहीं. I was always in denial and I was in a state where I was bargaining with God that if not this, ये कर देते, वो कर देते, अच्छा उसके साथ तो नहीं हुआ, अच्छा मेरे साथ क्यों हुआ? That kind of a person I was. But when my life progressed, I have come to a point where I've now become more like Ricky, where I have acceptance to what has happened because you can't change the past. जो हो गया वो तो हो गया, right? There's no way that you can go back and change. And when acceptance comes in, there's a certain sort of calm that comes in your life because now you accept कि ये चीजें मेरे control में नहीं है और ये ऐसे ही होंगी. I need to figure out ways of surviving, but things cannot change. Yeah. So obviously, I don't want to let the story out. There would be a big spoiler if I talk about Alicia in that sense. But there is acceptance. So, these characters have a dichotomy. They are like not the same people. They are very different people. And they come with very conflicting philosophies about life. कोई सोचता है ऐसा होना चाहिए, कोई सोचता है ऐसा. So that's, I think the part, that's the most amazing part of You Only Live Once, that all my characters are different. And when people go through their journeys, they see themselves at different point in their lives. And if they don't see, they want to become like the third one. So for example, if someone's like Alara right now, like how I was, when they read about Ricky, they certainly get fascinated with Ricky and they eventually want to not know anything. It's hard to not get a closure on something.
Yeah.
It is hard to be in denial all the time, or to always bargain with God कि ऐसे नहीं ऐसे हो जाता, अच्छा वो नहीं वैसे हो जाता, क्या पता वहाँ होगा. Sometimes you need a closure in life and you need to move on, and there's a sense of acceptance that has to come in with the situation, and this is something that Ricky represents in the entire book. So these are not just characters, you know, these are characters who are so profoundly sketched. They're made in a certain way that they are actually your conflicting life philosophies talking to you. And I think that is something which makes this book very special, and that is why people get the answers that they want, and that is why they get that will to be making a move. You know, I always write like make a move. Jahan ho wahan se aage badho, kuch naya karo. Life is all about that, because everyone's time on this earth is very limited. Somebody is here for maybe 30 years, somebody is here for 60 years, somebody is here for 100 years. Nobody knows kiske paas kitna time hai. But whatever time you have, you know, rather than crying in the name of the past, make the most of it before you go, because you only live once. So that's how it is.
You know, brilliant story, I would say, a brilliant philosophy, you know. As you said, ये बस characters नहीं है मेरे तरफ से, तो मतलब मेरे end से as a audience perspective, these are just philosophies, you know, clashing and making you, you know, क्योंकि आप हमेशा answers ढूंढते रहते हो लाइफ में कि यार अगर मैं ऐसा कर लूँ तो क्या होगा, अगर मैं ऐसा बन जाऊँ तो क्या होगा. So these are properly that, these are philosophies and they clash together, और clash होके closures, the solutions, और जो भी है, you know, देखो, some things has answers, some things don't, and that's the book about, you know. पढ़ो एक बार जाके. ऑब्वियसली मेरे एंड से जो लोग हैं, आई हैव रिकमेंडेड दिस टू मेनी पीपल, बट हाँ, जो लोग अभी पॉडकास्ट देख रहे हो, एटलीस्ट ट्राई, बिकॉज एज अ रीडर मैं बोलता हूँ कि देखो, अच्छी बुक्स रिकमेंड होनी चाहिए, क्यों हम भी वो होती है. और ऑनेस्टली मैं ऐसा इतना पता नहीं मैं ओवर एथिकल हूँ या कैसा हूँ, बट अगर मैं भी कुछ मतलब लिखता हूँ विच आई डोंट फाइंड, यू नो, सेटिस्फाइंग, तो मैं किसी को रिकमेंड कर भी नहीं पाऊंगा. मैं बस शायद सोशल मीडिया पे एक पोस्ट डाल के आई हैव रिटन दिस, रीड, ज्यादा फोर्स नहीं करूंगा. बट इफ आई हैव ऑल्सो रिटन समथिंग गुड, आई विल जस्ट push it कि यार try reading it. आपको पसंद नहीं है, that's a different kind, but giving it a shot, you know, making that move, that's important, you know. चलो इतनी we have discussed a lot about book and, you know, all, but yeah, apart from being a writer, every writer is also a reader, I guess. So yeah, reading may, you know, what kind of books did Shruti Changle, you know, loves to read, or is an avid reader, or what kind of, may it be a genre, matlab, do you like reading romance, or do you like reading more of, you know, philosophy or self-help type kind of books? So yeah.
I was a person who used to read romance as a teenager. I am not a lot into, you know, just romance or erotica novels now. I love reading non-fiction, actually. I love reading philosophy. I love reading spiritual stuff. I love reading a lot of non-fiction books, even if they are business books. I think they're always packed with certain data points that help you improve your own life or the quality of your life in a certain way. And I do read fiction, but, you know, of late my taste has changed a little bit. So initially I used to read anything and everything under the moon, under the sun, sorry. But now I just pick up. Actually, I have become more random now. I would say initially I was very structured about मेरे को क्या पढ़ना है. तो अगर मैं रोमांस सोच के गई तो मैं सोच के जाती थी. I would hit that shelf and I would pick that book and I would read it. Now I'm more like I want to read diverse content. I don't want to keep myself fixed to one particular genre. So non-fiction में भी अब जैसे ये books रखी हैं, ठीक है, मेरे सामने. Now this is a book called The Hard Thing About Hard Things. Okay, so this is not really a fiction book, and but I just found the concept interesting. I just found the back blurb. It says this is a book. This is lying next to me. I read it recently. It's called Good to Great. So I have honestly become very random when it comes to reading. It's not that I will pick up this particular genre, I'll pick up that particular genre. It's more like I pick up whatever I feel like, whatever topic interests me, and yeah, that's how it is. So recently I was reading a book called Consider This. This is from my favorite author, Chuck Palahniuk, And this book is his writing memoir. So he's there writing about his journey as an author.
Okay.
So while he is in the US, there are a lot of points that I don't personally relate to, because in India, the whole publishing scene and everything is a little different. But he's also given a lot of tips on how authors can improve their writing, or how the narrative can be improved through that, writing memoir. So again, I've never read memoirs of a writer before, but I'm trying this out because I really followed this author for a long time. So my taste has evolved, and I have become more of a random person who picks up anything. In fact, not just books, on Google also, I'm a very curious person. I have a very scientific bent of mind. I want to know things. I want to know more and more. So I keep researching. I keep reading about random things. Like, I don't even write science fiction, but I can read about black holes also for like 3-4 hours. And once I'm into it, then I'm into it. Then I will watch at least 30 videos. Some of them will be good from nice sources. Some would be shitty videos, like like, नहीं होता ये, this person was caught on camera and maybe उसके पीछे ghost है, this person has just returned from the future. That kind of shitty videos also I end up watching because I'm just curious कि क्या है. So
The conspiracy theories,
yes, conspiracy theories हो गया, या फिर कभी-कभी यार conspiracy theories भी interesting हो गई यार. मतलब मैं तो आपको कह रही हूँ, एकदम ही जो लोग ऐसा नहीं बनाते, ये देखिए भूत पकड़ लिया कैमरे के पीछे. Sometimes that kind of content I land upon after watching a lot of serious content, and I also watch that for the heck of it, just to laugh for a little bit. I think I don't want to be very serious in my life, so very curious, that is, the point that I'm trying to make is very curious कि कहाँ क्या है, and if there's anything, I just go and consume. I don't know if it's the best thing. I'm not advocating, not vouching कि सब लोग ऐसा करो, but personally I'm that person, and I'm being very honest here. I mean, a lot of people do that on their Google and everything, but nobody will come and tell you. I'm telling you that I'm that, and it's weird.
It's weirdly beautiful, that's the thing about a person, you can't be what's written on your books, you have to be different. You have to have your own split personality, I would say, that you keep to yourself and to the person
Yes.
surrounding you. That's important. You talked about writing memoir and all that, so I had this question in mind कि don't go into details, और क्योंकि ये बहुत लंबा हो जाएगा ये segment, but just for the upcoming writers जो हैं आप जो actually follow you for getting the perspective into a writer's mind, what are the tips you would give it related to writing, or related and also related to publishing, may it be traditional or self, now that you have got into Penguin, signed by Penguin, what are some of the tips or some of the your experience, if you'd like to share with the audience?
Okay, so when it comes to writing, only one thing I want to say is that keep your content original, like original content, trust me. Because when your content is original, and I mean, people have not seen something of that sort before, whether it's your writing style, whether it's your plot, whether it's your narrative, whether it's how complex or easy your characters are, anything. I don't know how you will go ahead and experiment. It's a creative field, and there is no rule book. You are free to play the way you want, and it's just like a beautiful painting that can again be, seen by people and comprehended in many ways. So again, when it comes to your work, give your best, be honest, be credible, come with that original story, come with that original content, and trust me, nothing can stop you. Because remember this, you would be selling a book, not a comb. So when you sell a comb, you can say multiple things about it, that iske bristles aise hain, iske brushes aise hain, iske colors aise hain, 5 variants, it's pink, it's blue. There's so many options to choose from. And again, it is something that people might want to use. Even if they don't use, they will throw it in the dustbin. With books, it's not the same. People know that they will have to invest their time. And when people invest their time into something, there are two outcomes. Either they love it or they hate it. Nobody goes and tells everyone that I brought a bad comb But if you
Yeah.
read a bad book,
Hmm.
you will tell at least 10 people. The same way you will tell to those 10 people if you felt that it was a good book.
Hmm.
So selling a book is very different than selling anything else. You know, people don't see advertisements on Facebooks and buy books. They might buy a beauty cream, soap, detergent, whatever,
Hmm.
because the cost is not that high. Even if their clothes, like, you know, go for a toss or something, they can buy new clothes. There's still some option. Here I am spending my time and energy, so it better be good, and I take my decision on that basis. So always remember, when you even go out and sell a book, remember it's a book. It's not any other product. It's not a water bottle, it's not a comb. And it will sell only if the content is good. There's no other way that a book sells. Trust me. And for that, the content has to be original. It has to be something that people relate with, that people want to share with. So that's the only advice I want to give when it comes to the writing part of the journey. For rest, there are so many videos out there. There's so much gyan and content, but I'm not that person who wants to tell ki हाँ यही सही है, ये करो, ये गलत है, ये मत करो. I think people need to figure out
Yeah.
their own
That's
ways. You know,
important.
you'll
Yeah.
have to find your own path and work in that direction.
Yeah.
But this is something which is very important. ये कभी मत भूलना that, you know, the content has to appeal. It has to be original. There is nothing like original content because there's only one you. So the way you can write, the way you can think, the way you can imagine things, only you can do that. Nobody can steal that from you. So that is the weapon, the biggest weapon in your arsenal.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the marketing part of it, the publishing part of it, right? See,
Yeah.
again, there's no one truth. Had I gotten a publisher 3 years back, trust me, I would not have worked as hard as I did, because it was a self-published book and I had to sell it. And maybe this book wouldn't have been that successful, because see, a publisher has a calendar. They have 250, 300 books coming in every year, and there's a limited time and effort that they can give to any particular book, right? Obviously you're not Jay Shetty or Priyanka Chopra that you get additional, you know, marketing support and all of that sort. And that again comes with their own, I would say, teams, a lot more than publishers.
Yeah.
So remember that, you know, a publisher is a constant entity for every other author. What is unique is you. So what you can come up with personally in terms of marketing strategies, in terms of sales programs, is again something that only you can come up with and push yourself to do. So don't think that publisher is that magical wand that, you know, you will just say, okay, mujhe successful bestseller bana do, and you become a bestseller. No, it doesn't really work that way. You will still have to work very hard. So I think if I would have gotten a publisher like long back, I would not have valued these things so much, you know, all the other efforts that I've put in, and maybe I would not have been that serious. So again, the books would not have been that successful. So I'm very happy the way my journey unfolded, that I actually got a no. I felt bad about it. I worked really hard. I made it big, and then I went ahead and partnered with a publisher. So see publisher as a partner. Don't see publisher as someone who is, you know, Harry Potter with a magic wand. And then you will have to figure out that what time or what stage of the career are you in, and do you need it, do you not need it. So initially, even self-publishing is fine, because you'll be publishing some 500, 600 books. You will see whether the book's doing well. Then you will be putting in, you know, more money for your next print run, and you will be planning in that way. Right? And again, it's only your bets that you've put on yourself. So there's no one that you have to go back and prove to that this is a good deal, or, you know, this is a good project and it's working well. So all the I would say onus of making it successful and whatever lies on you. So at that time, self-publishing works wonders. There's nothing wrong about self-publishing. Don't feel that it's a taboo कि यार इसने तो खुद ही पैसे लगा के अपनी book publish की. See, don't, if you start seeing it in that way, then you will always have a sense of guilt. See it in a more empowering way. So many artists, when they don't get labels, so many actors and models, when they don't get the bigger projects, they do certain things on their own in the beginning just to showcase the talent that they have. Because if you are not getting the platform, you'll have to make that platform, because you have to be heard eventually, right, to be able to validate that whether your work is good or not. So there's nothing wrong about it. Yeah, don't feel guilty or don't feel ashamed about it. That, oh my God, I said, it's okay. You had good content. Nobody was backing it because people did not know that you had good content. So you backed your own content. There's nothing wrong about it. So look at it in that sense and figure out that what stage of the journey are you in. Is self-publishing something that works for you? Is a publisher who can add more value coming on board as a partner? Just like in a startup, initially a lot of people invest from their own pocket to start their business, to build their first product. It's called bootstrapping. And eventually they get investors when people start believing in their ideas. So किसी को believe करना पड़ेगा. Startup founder believes in his own product. They invest from their own pockets in the beginning. Right? A business, in fact, a Marwari business, traditional business in India is still a self-sustained business. आप कुछ लगाते हो, आपका कुछ होता है, आपका कुछ मुनाफा होता है या प्रॉफिट होता है, उससे आप फिर लगाते हो. This is how the whole circle of money works. So you will have to look at it in that way when you go for self-publishing. Don't go with all those blockages and barriers that, oh my God, I'm self-publishing, मेरे को तो कोई मिला ही नहीं. It's okay, yaar. I mean, it's okay if you did not find anyone. It's not that your content is bad. Maybe there are certain other factors. Maybe they don't have time. Maybe they have a limited publishing calendar and they have their author signed up already. So they definitely have to say no to you, no matter how promising your content is. So again, like, I want to keep it short, although it went for a little longer. But what the point that I'm trying to make is that there's no one truth. You will have to figure it out for your journey, that what is it that is working for me right now? What is it that works for me 3 years from now? In my case, I'm happy with the way the journey unfolded. And the reasons I've already mentioned, like in the beginning of the answer.
Yeah, so like just a little bit, I will take just a minute extra in this matter. You said that people shouldn't consider self-publishing kind of taboo, which I think that I am from this kind of in this space, so I know that this is a kind of people look at like yaar apne khud likho bhi khud paise bhi khud lagao and that kind of matter. But so is this anything wrong you can go with when choosing a because there are a lot of self-publishing houses now. So is there something you should keep in mind when you are going for self-publications? Said okay, I should choose this, not B. For example, I should choose a company XYZ, not a company ABC. So is there anything good or bad when you are looking for because they are not, reputation is not something you would look in kind of self-publishing, because that is something you go in traditional publishing houses. So yeah, what use
get your question. Get your question. I got it. So the thing is that I feel, so this is my personal experience, that you should not go with anyone. You should try and execute the process end to end on your own. Because it gives you a greater control over your inventory, over your visibility, about the ads that you're going to invest in, a lot of things. B, when you also talk about it from a financial perspective, with a publisher, with a self-publisher, you will never make money. You will always lose money. No matter how many copies you sell, there will never be a break even. The entire thing is designed in a certain way. It's a vicious cycle. You will never make money. But here, if you are investing on printing on your own, from your own pocket. So when I say self-publishing, I'm not saying that go ahead and partner with some other publisher. No, I'm saying do it yourself, end to end. Print yourself, stock it yourself. I was a seller on Amazon. Sell it end to end on your own. Don't go and partner, because partnering is of advantage only with a traditional publisher, because that's the only place where you will make money. If you will go ahead and partner with a self-publisher, you will always lose money, which is something I will never recommend to authors. However, there's a fine line. There's a thing that you can do. The thing is that if you do it yourself end to end, then you have a greater money, control over your finances as well. So you won't lose that much money. Initially you might, but if you cross a certain number of book sales, which is like maybe if you've sold 3,300, there's a break-even point that will come, after which you will start making money. So don't ever go for a deal where you are always going to lose money just because you're an author. It doesn't justify that you should not make money from your work. In the end, if you have to sustain this in the longer run, if this has to be your career option in the longer run, you have to make money. So either go ahead with a traditional publisher who's offering you an advance, who's offering you certain royalties, so on and so forth, or go completely on your own. Even if you're partnering with a self-publisher, make sure that you are checking it on the Excel, that if ever you are going to make money, because if his model is such, which generally is by default in the country, that's a very sad scenario, that you will never make money, then there's no point of actually going ahead, because there's no point of losing money. Yeah, I mean, you really worked hard for this, and you deserve all the appreciation, you deserve everything that comes in return. So I'm telling something which is very, very practical and honest.
Got it. You know, we talked a lot about writing and you know, because आप तो मतलब आपका रोज का यही है कि writing and all that, ठीक है? I want to before we end this, you know, conversation, I want to ask ki, what are the things you would do if not being a writer, you know, not exactly a job, but what are the kind of things you want to do कि यार ठीक है लिख लिया काफी लिख लिया और लिखना तो चलता रहेगा लाइफ के साथ, but yeah, this is the thing I want to do, I want to, you know, it could be as crazy, you know, सबके अंदर होता है, तो yeah, what is your, you know, that pleasure कि हाँ नहीं यार ये करना है लाइफ के अंदर, बुक्स तो लिखना ही है, what was that thing? What is that
In
thing?
my
Yeah.
case, most of the things that I've wanted to do, I have not stepped back. मैंने सब कुछ करा है. जैसे I love dancing, so I spend time doing that. I love yoga, spend time doing that. Again, these are certain things that you can do in the comfort of your home, and that's the best part of it. Something that obviously is a goal or an aim for me is to travel the world before I die. I have also written it at so many places, and I've been an avid traveler so far. I've traveled to a lot of countries. I've traveled a lot in India. But unfortunately, due to the coronavirus pandemic, we're not traveling. And I think that's not even a point now. Like, we are focusing on bigger challenges. So my focus is completely shifted. I'm not even thinking about travel right now. But yes, I'm optimistic and hopeful about the future. And I hope that once we're all vaccinated, we have the herd immunity and we have tackled this monster, like how we've done smallpox and, you know, polio in the past. If you're able to tackle this monster as well, I would be very happy to travel again. And yes, that's what my goal is in life, that I really want to travel the world before I die.
Yeah, so that's a great thing, you know, traveling the world. I hope you'll be at least fulfill some part of it, if not the 100%, because you know this is a big
I
world
know.
at the
I know it's a big goal.
Yeah.
But let's see. I think goals should always be bigger than
Yeah.
to fight a little harder and at least achieve some part of it.
Yeah, you know, these are the bigger goals that actually pushes you to do at least try to, you know, complete some part of it. So yeah, you know, we'll end this, but
It also
yeah,
gives
I
you a
just
reason. The beautiful thing is that it also gives you a reason. So because I want to travel a lot, I know that I'll have to be a little stronger.
Yeah.
And which I'm not. I would say I'm not the strongest person in the room when it comes to my physical strength or when it comes to my mental strength. I've seen people better than me, and I want to become one. It's that I want to become. I have to learn. So I've also started doing things consciously. That I've started strength training just because I want to become physically stronger. I have started, you know, taking yoga sessions, and I've started meditation, and I'm doing things to become mentally strong, you know, not be very anxious in certain situations, and, you know, tackle problems well. Because I know that when I am out there again back in this world, then I will have to go back with, you know, twice the kind of energy that I've had. Given that nobody knows how long corona is going to stay with us, to be honest. So I'm working on these things. So I think having a larger goal, like, you know, also helps you to build those small daily goals that eventually give you the courage to be pursuing the larger goal, and it also gives you a reason to wake up every day.
Yeah, sure. You know, you said that you recovered from COVID recently, and I just want to know from your side, you know, because as we know, the situation in India is, you know, to be honest, is very bad. Okay, so what was your journey going through this phase of COVID, and you know, just the kind of things you want to tell the audience? I want, because I want this podcast to be at least useful for that those who are watching, and if you are, you know, either suffering or, you know, anyone of your families have gone through it, just know this fact, and you know, just take it seriously for those who don't. So yeah.
Okay, so, you know, in my case, it's you know, how the illness unfolded. I can just quickly take you through it, and you know what I felt through that phase, and how and what things actually helped me come out from the situation. So, I started feeling a little tired on April 19th, and I had recently started a strength training program. So I thought that maybe I'm pushing myself too hard, because push-ups is something that I was never able to do in my life. I've done so many other exercise forms, but push-ups was really challenging for me. This was the first time I had started doing push-ups, and मैं कर ले रही थी. I was doing like 15, 20. I was very happy. So I thought that it's fatigue happening because of that.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I feel so tired. 20th again, I felt slightly tired, but there were no other symptoms. So I again booked a class and I did my strength training like I used to do. Then on 21st, I felt so tired that I did not feel like waking up from the bed. I felt like I want to sleep more. So I delayed my work, I delayed everything, and I started sleeping after waking up. So आप 10 घंटे 8 घंटे सो के उठे, and then you had your breakfast and all, and then you don't feel like continuing with your day, and you cancel all the calls, all the appointments, everything that you have planned for the day, writing, anything, and you completely cross your calendar and you say that हालत नहीं है यार, मैं तो सो रही हूँ boss, and you sleep. So this is what happened on the third day, which was 21st. I slept entire day, but again nothing happened apart from that. On 22nd morning, I started developing mild fever, but again it was very mild, and I did not have any throat symptoms or any other symptoms. It was a very mild fever that developed on day 4. So this is where I got a little alarmed, because by this time 3 of my family members had already had fever started, and I was the 4th one, so to say, to develop this kind of a thing. And after that, I was a little we got a little red flag that it could be COVID, because now 4 people have fever in the family, and it's happened within a time period of like 3 days. So itne jaldi to kuch phailta hi nahi na. What's this other thing that could So let's get our corona test done. So on 24th we finally decided, तब तक हम लोग सिर्फ paracetamol खा रहे थे for the fever, nothing else, because we had no other symptom, and we decided to get tested on 24th. So when the reports came in, I was negative, and the other 3 people were positive. So again, I had no idea. I was isolated from the rest of the family, so that I don't contract anything, they don't. हम लोग सब दूर दूर रहने लगे, like we were all isolated in respective locations. On 25th, again, the fever did not go away. There was only fever, nothing else. So, but on 25th, finally, I started feeling a little bit of sore throat. So there was nothing in my nose. I never had anything in my nose. Like my nose was never blocked even. I started feeling something in my throat and this place. So I told my doctor, and then he told me कि आपका RT-PCR तो negative आया है, but these are the दवाइयाँ, you start with it for COVID, because the chances are very high that अगर 3 लोग, अच्छा बाकी का 3 लोगों का positive आया. So he told me that the chances are very high that you also have COVID, because if 3 people have tested COVID positive, then possibly if you live in the same environment, you have the same disease. Sometimes it so happens that if you get tested in the initial 3 or 4 days, the viral load is not high enough. So the RT-PCR shows negative, but actually you're positive. So I thought, yaar, ye bhi crazy hai, chalo, ho sakta hai. And I started taking the medication, which is a little bit of antibiotics for your, respiratory system, and wohi, apna paracetamol and vitamin C, zinc, D, whatever, the medication that is going on for COVID. Yeah, the symptomatic treatment of COVID, paracetamol. And then he said, rest, drink water, eat as much as. So then I was feeling very hungry that day, very extremely hungry. I've never felt that hungry in my life before. So I ate a lot. And drank a lot of water. I ate nuts, I ate fruits, I ate khana normal. I also ordered something and I ate pastries, and I ate too much that day. And that's something wrong that I did. Please don't do it if somebody is feeling that. Next day when I woke up, I had a sore throat, plus I had a little bit of cough developed in my body. And again, the fever did not go, and it just started increasing. So initially it was like 99, 99, 99, then it was 100, 100, 100, and then it started going beyond 100. And this condition stayed for almost 1 week then, with no new symptoms. That I had fever, I had extreme fatigue, I had cough, I had developed cough after like 6 days. And one thing which set in a little late was like after the 5th day was that I lost my sense of taste and smell completely. Zero. So in flu, what happens is that when your nose is blocked, at that time you can't smell things. But once you're able to clear your nose, you can smell things. In my case, my nose was never blocked. My nose was never blocked. Even when I used to be wrong with my nose, but still I could smell nothing. So when I went that day to take shower, I iced it because there was no shampoo bottle. I did brush. Again, we had no mint taste, nothing. That is where I realized for the first time on 5th or 6th day that I have 100% lost my taste and smell. There is no taste, no smell. That continued for 2 days. In food and everything, no taste, no smell, extremely high fever, chills, muscular pain, fatigue, and this time it came positive. My CT value was 24, 25 at that time, and I was positive. Then again, when you know that you're corona positive, okay, कुछ नहीं कर सकते, सोना है, खाना है, पीना है, और pray करना है कि situation खराब ना हो. So was doing all of that, and was reading books, was watching movies, doing everything. I had cut out completely from internet and WhatsApp, Facebook, everything, because all that negative news sort of hampers your mind. So I wanted to stay away from all the negativity. It really helped. Trust me, guys, do that. नहीं तो इतने फालतू लोग कॉल करके इतने फालतू का आपको ज्ञान देंगे ना, that rather than doing the right thing which is for you at that time, especially don't listen to WhatsApp forwards ki haldi डाल लो, ये कर लो, मसाला उधर डाल लो, ना के यार कढ़ाई थोड़ी उसमें हल्दी मसाला डाल लो. You know, so many people develop complications because of these fake WhatsApp messages. So don't listen to any relative, anyone, just listen to your doctor. Always remember this thing, very important in COVID. तो फिर यार एक हफ्ता फिर as is थी situation, मतलब I had lost taste and smell completely for 4 days. From 6th to 10th day onwards types. Then मुझे आने लगे थे वापस taste and smell. I have now recovered completely, so now I have 100% taste and smell that has come back. In fact, by 30th मुझे 100% taste and smell वापस आ गया था after 4 days. Lot of people, lot of my friends still experience that, you know, they don't have that 100% thing back. But in my case, it was like एकदम चला गया and एकदम आ गया within 4 days. I don't know, it was very weird. And by the second week end, so after 10 days, fever had gone, sore throat had gone, my nose was never impacted, but the cough, in my case, the only problem I had was I had severe cough, like, you know, I would just keep coughing entire day, and it was very I would say it was a very bad experience, because after a point your muscles start aching. You know, you've coughed so much that your entire body muscles and your stomach muscles, they start aching. So this is where somebody told me that get a CT scan done and, you know, get a blood test done. You will get to know that, you know, what's the infection level in your body and all of that. So in the second week, I got my CT scan done and then got those blood tests done, which I should have got done a little earlier. Now, again, this is another thing which I did, you should not do. If in the first week your symptoms do not subside and you still have fever and all of that, go ahead, get your blood test done and get your CT scan done. So when I got my CT scan done, my score was not very promising. I had developed infection in my lungs, and my CRP values and all those values, the tests that you get done, were also out of the normal range. So that is where the doctor understood that I am possibly having a secondary bacterial infection. COVID to chala jata hai. So the thing is that COVID goes in like 7 or 8 days, but it makes your system very weak, your immune system very weak. And when your immune system is very weak, you get susceptible to different infections, the other infections. So probably जो मैंने बाहर का मंगवा के ठंडा वंडा खाया था ना, which I did in the first week, which I said I shouldn't have done, and you never do it, is something that probably triggered a bacterial infection. Only eat hot food. Don't eat kept food or, you know, food that comes from outside. I literally ate cheesecake, and that too a cold one, and that too which I had ordered from somewhere, and I shouldn't have done that. And I did that because I was 100% sure until then that I don't have COVID, क्योंकि तब तक किसी का report भी नहीं आया था, and I did not have any symptoms in my nose, throat, anything. I was just feeling tired and very mild fever. So I thought ये कोई normal illness भी हो सकता है, because in the last 1 or 2 years जब से COVID आया है, मुझे 1-2 बार फ्लू होके जा चुका है, like 2-3 दिन वाला जो वायरल होता है ना, सीजनल चेंज वाला, वो मुझे होके जा चुका था. I was assuming ये वो ही है, and मैंने इसलिए खा लिया वो. But you never do that. If you're facing थोड़ा सा भी कोई भी symptom, stop eating बाहर का खाना. Eat. Still have a theory. I still have a hypothesis that the bacterial infection जो मुझे lungs में second week में हुआ, you know, after COVID had made my system, you know, weak, wouldn't have happened अगर मैं ये सब नहीं खाती और मैंने day 1 से proper, you know, खाना पीना किया होता. One thing again which I did not do was, because I lost my sense of taste and smell, I stopped eating. I could not eat, but I should have eaten because my body was very weak. So I lost like 3 to 4 kgs within a span of 15 days, and that's huge. So eat. Do not let your, you know, food or water intake be hampered. चाहे कितना ही बुखार है, चाहे आपको कितना ही बुरा लग रहा है, ये याद रखो कि आपकी बॉडी लड़ रही है अकेली, उसको खाना चाहिए. It needs fuel, because कोविड की कोई दवाई नहीं है. आप जो दवाइयां ले रहे हो सिर्फ सिम्टम्स को दवाइयां ले रहे हो. So without food, your body is बिचारी, she is asking for energy and you're not giving it to it. So you know, it will be hard, like it was in my case, but feed yourself. This is a mistake which I did, which I shouldn't have done. Again, the blood test and CT थोड़ा जल्दी करा लो, so that you get to know. And then my second round of medication began at around, you know, first after 12 days, like 19th से मुझे tired feel होना शुरू किया था. तो फिर 1st May से new set of medicines were given to me, and these were not to treat COVID. COVID तो जा चुका था. These were to treat the bacterial infection that I had developed little bit, जिसकी वजह से extreme cough था, and to clean up all the mess and damage थोड़ा बहुत जो COVID करके गया होगा. So for that, and then I started those medicines, my second phase of medication at around 1st, and within 3rd May, like until 3rd May, physically I was 100% fine. मेरा cough एकदम magically चला गया, everything was fine. And in the entire course, I kept monitoring my oxygen. So luckily, my oxygen never dropped below 97. अभी तो 9900 आता है. उस time पे sometimes it used to go low, as low as like 97, 96, but it's not low. 95 से नीचे जाए तो then you should call your doctor. But in my case, it never went down. So that way, thankfully, I'm very thankful to God that I was cured at home. I was never taken to any hospital or a facility, or I did not need those extra things. So I was cured at home. It's just that the period of illness got very prolonged. Fever काफी लंबा रह गया in my case, because पहले COVID का fever 7-8 दिन, and then वो bacterial infection का fever for like 7-8 दिन जो भी हुआ था lungs में, जिसकी वजह से बहुत खांसी और sore throat था. So that thing, वो भी, you know, if I would have eaten good food, wouldn't have happened. But then I was not at my home. I was actually quarantined somewhere else. Since we 8 members, and हम सबको event room का घर नहीं होता, so I was actually shifted to some other place, to a friend's place. So there sometimes I used to be very hungry and used to order food, और मैं बाहर का खाती थी. But I would highly recommend that अगर आपकी situation ऐसी नहीं है, मेरे केस में मजबूरी थी कि मुझे बाहर का खाना पड़ रहा था. Like मैंने entire COVID में बाहर का खाया है, मैंने COVID के बाद भी बाहर का टिफिन मंगवा के खाया है, because when everyone in your family is affected, nobody can cook, right? Nobody has the हिम्मत कि वो kitchen में जाके अपने लिए कुछ बना सके. So everybody had no option. We were all scattered. कोई किसी relative के घर में, कोई किसी friend के घर में, जैसे हम लोग अलग अलग हुए. 3 लोग यहाँ थे जो हमारा घर है. And I had no option. मुझे बाहर का खाना पड़ा for a very long time. मुझे टिफिन भी बाहर का खाना पड़ा. But अगर आपके पास option है, अगर आपको अकेले अफेक्ट हुआ और आपकी बाकी की फैमिली सेफ है, प्लीज मेक श्योर कि आप बाहर का मत खाना. इट डजंट रियली हेल्प. इवन इफ इट्स अ टिफिन जो बाहर से आता है, इवन इफ इट्स अ होम कुक्ड फूड जो बाहर से आता है, ट्राई एंड अवॉइड इफ यू कैन. बट हाँ, इफ योर सिचुएशन इज एज बैड एज जो हमारी हो गई थी कि पूरे फैमिली को था, इन दैट केस यू विल हैव टू एडजस्ट. देयर इज नो अदर ऑप्शन. फिर आप खाना जरूर खाओ, क्योंकि खाने भूखे रहने से इट विल नेवर हेल्प. Third के बाद I was completely fine. This is where your recovery phase starts kicking in. After 2 weeks of suffering, there are 2 weeks of recovery. COVID also takes a toll on your mental health. I was very anxious after COVID had gone. 3rd May के बाद I experienced severe anxiety for like, you know, 6 or 7 days. मेरी रात में भी 3 बजे नींद खुल जाती थी, and I used to feel like, you know, क्या हुआ, किसी को कुछ हुआ तो नहीं, is everyone fine, am I fine? COVID shouldn't come
Yeah.
back again to us and sort of. So even when my entire family had recovered, thankfully, none of us got in any serious situation. We were all home treated, from like a 4-year-old kid to someone who's 60-year-old in my family. We were all home treated. But again, that fear that agar ye wapas aa gaya to, that whole fear of isolation, all the days you spent alone with no one, in fever, knowing that tonight you might in slightest of possibility even die and there will be no one around you. So that fear for a very prolonged period of time creates a sense of helplessness, and it makes you a little anxious and depressed, which is also what happened in my case. I was like extremely depressed and stressed out after recovering. Rather than being happy कि हाँ अब मैं ठीक हो गई हूँ, I was more fearful that what if it comes back, what if some other infection comes back. So I did a lot of breathing exercises. I did a lot of pranayam. I painted. I like drew and sketched things with crayons. Energy नहीं होती आप running कर सको and all of that, because so take it slow, lie down for a longer time and all of that. Do more of breathing exercises. So I did pranayam. I did painting. I used to speak with people virtually, obviously. जब तक negative report नहीं आता, you're not allowed to like roam freely anymore. So you can't meet anyone. Every conversation was virtual that used to happen with people. And there's this thing called spirometer. I ordered one. I used to do it every day to improve my lung capacity. And then eventually after, in the 4th week, I started yoga. क्योंकि मेरे को लगा अब ठीक है, मेरा लेवल इधर से इतना आ गया कि I can start yoga and brisk walking. So I started brisk walking, taking 5 to 10,000 steps every day, in the range of 5 to 10,000 steps, and a little bit of yoga. And after the 4th week, finally, I was at a place. So from the first day of symptoms sets in, वहाँ से 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 weeks. So after you finish your entire 4 weeks, that is exactly the time when you will feel recovered. You will feel 100% back to from where you started. So my weight also started increasing because I started eating nutritious food. I started, not skipping meals and all of that. I was very conscious about what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, taking it at the right time, all of that. So, and my medicines are also stopped. Like by May 15, my medicines had stopped in the 4th week. Until 4th week, I was continuing with certain medication. But after that, even the multivitamins, everything stopped. Like jo bhi tha, everything stopped. So now your body has also taken so many medicines, for like such a long time, antibiotics, this and that. And these are hard drugs, it takes a toll on your liver, kidney. So get it tested. I got all of my tests done. Everything was fine. Now every body function, every vital is fine. Thankfully, I did not develop any sugar or any liver, kidney. Generally in COVID, it is impacting people's other system as well. So it is I see that if everything's fine. In my case, also the reports came in. They were nice. Finally, everything was fine. In the 3rd week, by the end of 3rd week, I also got a RT-PCR done. So I was COVID negative. Tested negative also. So that was again a very, very positive and nice feeling. And after 4th week, I feel like I'm completely back to from where I had started. I have no anxiety problems. I sleep well. I wake up at a nice time. I have a nice routine now. I am continuing with all the things that I was doing because they were very life-changing. मुझे लगा मैंने पूरी life क्यों नहीं किया? Why did I not do pranayam all my life? This is such an amazing, magical thing. So even if I would do yoga, I would do Surya Namaskar, certain asanas. I would never do breathing exercises. But now that I've done it, it is so magical and amazing that I want to continue with it. Also, this phase has made me a little more grateful about the things that I have. Grateful to universe for giving me another chance. I could make it, a couple of people around me couldn't, like in my extended family circles or in my friend circles, and it was very devastating. Those news जब वो रोज आती थी ना, आज ये hospital में, आज इसके लिए ये वाला injection यार कहीं से ला दो. I used to help everyone, but at the same time, it used to take a toll on my mental health because I started imagining what if somebody in my family now needs it, what if I need it, क्या यहाँ तक भी हम पहुँचेंगे, क्या हम सही हो जाएंगे. So that whole phase of uncertainty, it is weird, but it teaches you. Life teaches you at every point. And the person that I am now, I was not that 2 months back. In 2 months, I've had learning maybe of 20 years. So I see it as a very positive process that has happened to me. काफी कुछ सीखने को मिला, शायद नहीं मिलता, but I have learned so much. I'm grateful about whatever I have now, and I have become a little bit of spiritual, which was. I was like, I had this quest for understanding so many things, but I was not 100%. I would say spiritual, but now I want to read more in that direction. I want to practice more of spirituality. I want to, meditate. I want to do yoga. I want to stay with myself. Finally, I have started, loving to stay with myself. I was a completely extrovert person who always needed 10 to 20 people to laugh with, to chat with. Very social person. Finally, in this all long period of suffering, isolation, and everything, I have now become a person who started enjoying her own company. I started doing things that I never did. And, whether it's mentally or physically, I feel better than ever. I feel like I've never felt this amazing before in my life. So somehow COVID has been a very positive impact on me, has brought a very positive change in me. And the problem is that nobody talks about this. Everybody talks about the complications about death, about devastation. But there are so many people like me who also have a perspective where I feel that my life has changed for better, because now I'm grateful for smaller things. I don't desire big vacations. I don't desire big hotels. I don't desire a lot of clothes. I don't desire a lot of shoes. I'm just happy that I'm alive. I just am happy. And that feeling of gratitude can only come in when something this big hits you. Otherwise, you're always so ambitious, chasing after this, chasing after that. And the life just ends one day. And you hardly appreciate life in its essence, in its core form. And that is something which I feel and I'm doing now. And I'm just so happy. Like, you can see it. There was a point I didn't want to speak with anyone. By the third week, I was so much broken. My spirit was so much crushed by the entire thing that has happened that I didn't want to get out of the bed. I used to sleep for like 16 hours every day. Can you believe it? 16 hours. और मुझे उतनी नींद आ भी जाती थी. I don't know it was the medication or what it was. दवाइयों से भी वैसे नींद ज़्यादा आती है. But the kind of person that you see me right now, the way I've always been. मुझे almost 4 weeks लगा यहाँ तक आने के लिए. So be patient, be kind to yourself. Don't feel कि उसका तो 5 दिन में ठीक हो गया था, उसका तो 7 दिन में हो गया था, अरे वो तो 15 दिन में सही हो गया.
Everyone bodies works differently. Yeah.
Right. So be patient with yourself. Give that time to yourself. कि हाँ, मुझे 1 महीना लगेगा. There are people who also take 6 months to recover from COVID. If it's a hospitalized case, if it was a very severe problem, then people also take 5-6 months to sometimes in the very rare cases, people also have developed some lifelong problem. Like some people become diabetic, stuff like that. So you will have to be kind. You will have to be patient with yourself and you will have to give yourself that time to heal. और कितना भी time लगे ना, always be grateful. अगर 1 महीना भी लगा, be grateful कि wow, मैं 1 महीने में ठीक हो गई यार. There are so many people who take longer than I. Never challenge yourself that oh my god, it was 5 days and why it's been a month or it's been 3 weeks. Why I'm not feeling as good as I used to feel before COVID, because a little bit of mental stress is normal after all the physical complications that you have. So your brain also needs time to come out of it. So you give yourself that kind, be that patient to yourself, and you will rock. So don't worry in this journey. The only thing that I'll tell again finally is that stress is humans' biggest enemy. Try and do things that you love. Don't worry. I know it's very easy to say and very hard to practice. It was for me also, because worry is very natural, but try and distract your mind and keep away from it, because it only gets worse with worry.
You beautifully sum up your journey of this COVID, and how you recovered from it, and the positive part, the gratefulness part. You reminded me of a quote I have read some like 2-3 years back, and it really stayed with me. It was like, I always complained about my shoes until I saw a person with no leg. So it's like that, whatever your situation may be, you are better than some persons. That's the whole crux of the thing. और हमेशा खुश रहो जो भी कर रहे हो, ठीक है. This was a beautiful conversation that we had, and I am grateful that we had this conversation. Especially COVID वाला part है. I hope अगर आप सुन रहे हो तो it will help you a lot. The the whole journey, the whole process. हमने writing के बारे में भी काफी चीज discuss किया. So we'll wrap this up for sure now. काफी हमने देर discuss किया, but yeah,
Yes.
before we end, just a single one line answer question I would ask you. When is the next book coming? Because that's the audience's question. कब आ रही है?
That's an interesting question. Yeah. So to be honest, actually,
Yeah.
see, COVID has impacted us all. It has also impacted trade and businesses. While my third book, with the 3-book deal, it was so that my first book, You Only Live Once, it has already released again with Penguin. My first book, On the Open Road, is also something that Penguin loved. They loved the content and they felt that this book को उतना exposure नहीं मिला है, but with Penguin coming in, this book can also get a better exposure. So my first book will also come again in a newer jacket or with a little bit changes here and there, but it will release. So it was going to release by June, but now because of COVID, we've pushed it further and it will release in October or November this year, which is like the last quarter of this year. And my third book, my upcoming book, which I have already written the first draft, but I'm still working on it, making a certain few changes to it, will actually release in 2022, the first half of 2022.
Yeah. So I hope all the people who are here, who joined us today, who tuned in till the last, have got a lot of information, a lot of perspective towards life, writing, passion, and all the things that we discussed today. So yeah, जहाँ पे भी सुन रहे हो, made be it will be available on audio platforms. आप Apple podcast पे सुन रहे हो, whether it is on Spotify, just do follow, do subscribe, or yeah, just again from my side also, from a from a viewer's perspective, from a reader's perspective, do read this book. This is an amazing book, my recommendation. Okay, so yeah, we'll end this session. Sudhi ma'am, it was brilliant talking to you.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul. Thank you for having me over. Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Felt nice, felt
Yeah.
a little lighter since I spoke to someone after a very long time.
Yeah.
And
So
also spoke
long,
about
yeah.
my journey. It also
Yeah.
made me feel nice. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah.
And we'll be looking forward to when it releases. And everyone who's listening to us, यार लाइफ में खुश रहो. मतलब अब तो मैं बस यही बोलूंगी आफ्टर माय कोविड रिकवरी जर्नी, एक एक पल को एंजॉय करो एंड मेक द मोस्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ.
So yeah, I don't have any words to say more. So yeah, just stay happy, and just make that move. So until the next episode, this is Rahul Naik signing off. Bye bye.